and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Grade A Talks. It's your girl Ariel, the gracious, the well-informed, the nurse bae. I'm here and I'm happy to be here. I really missed you all. How have you all been? Today, the title of this episode is Pretty and Pink. I know you're thinking, why would it be Pretty and Pink and not Pretty and Pink? Well, of course, I'll be talking about women's health today. I'm a woman. I'm a nurse. It's only right that I do so. Ladies, number one, let's please make sure that we are attending all of these yearly appointments. Get your annuals, get your pap smears. You need to know if anything irregular or abnormal is going on within your body. Even if you're not displaying any symptoms, that doesn't necessarily mean that nothing is going on. Make sure that you're being responsible, taking the initiative, and going to your yearly pap smears. Get your physicals. Know how your heart is. Know how your lungs are doing. Your joints, your muscles. Know about what's going on with you. A lot of things lay doormat, a lot of infections, a lot of diseases lay doormat until it hits you where it hurts, So we need to make sure that we are being proactive when it comes to our health. Ladies, make sure that you are doing your monthly examinations when it comes to your breast. And it's really easy to do. All you have to do is take your hand, place it underneath your armpit and feel around for any tenderness, feel around for any lumps, check your breast. Hey, you're women, we have to do this. It's important. They're there and you want them to remain there, so let's make sure that we're being safe with that. Also, ladies, make sure that we are being very particular about what we allow inside of our pink passage, also known as our vaginas. Make sure that you have paperwork on any penis that's around you. That's very important. I don't care what anyone says. Oh, I got tested last month. Okay, well, that should be very easy to go back up to that facility and get that paperwork. Don't let anyone get in bed with you unless they are able to produce paperwork. And I recommend that for both women and men. Again, nurse here. And when you're a nurse and when you're in the medical field, it really makes you paranoid because you see people that you would never think anything is wrong with those people. And that just goes to show, wow, people are really out here. And the only thing that you can really hope and pray is that you're coming in contact with a person who's transparent about what's going on with them. Ladies, make sure that any person that gets in the bed with you is producing that paperwork. Baby, I know you look good. I know you're popular. You might have a lot of money, might look real fly, but I need to see what's going on the inside of you and not only the outside. We need to care about that interior health, not that exterior swag, okay? Everyone's not a catch, even if they look like they are, because you can potentially catch something. So make sure that you are being very, very wise about what you put inside of your pink passage, because you do not want to be inside of the clinic. You do not want to be, inside of Walgreens trying to, pick up a prescription because your pH balance off, or you have bacterial vaginosis, STDs. Black people in America, it's alarming at this point. For us to only make up 14% of the United States population, we account for 40% of the newly infected HIV cases. And when you think about it, it's 1.2 million people in America who have HIV, and that's only the people who actually go get tested. Think about the people who never go get tested. So that's probably not the most accurate number. However, still, African Americans account for 479,000 of those cases. That's scary. That's almost half of the cases. That means that half of Americans who have HIV are Black people. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. And not to think that 26% are Black women. And not to think that the highest percentage of African Americans who have HIV are homosexual Black men. We have to do better. And when I say we have to do better, safe sex. And safe sex is not only having sex with someone with a condom, it's having sex with someone who has a clean bill of health. Or if they don't have a clean bill of health, they've been transparent about that. You have to require transparency when you're talking about having sex with people, because that 1 hour can turn into a lifelong of health issues. And I don't care what they say on social media or what the TV say. Medications can cause kidney failure. They can make your teeth decay. It's a lot of ramifications that comes with that. So you really want to make sure that you're being safe and not sorry. Wrap it up, people, and make them produce that paperwork. I know people be like, oh, I didn't get a phone call, so I'm good. Baby, I don't care about no phone call. Anything that happens within a medical facility has to be documented. Get the paperwork, period. Another thing, ladies, let your vagina breathe. It has to breathe. It's an organ. It has to breathe. Wear cotton panties. That's one of the main reasons why women, obtain a yeast infection, because you're just having it so compact. It needs to breathe. Furthermore, stop wearing, such tight clothing. Every time I see someone who has super extreme tight clothing on, all I can think is, poor vagina. It's about to be a yeast infection there soon. She's going to be going to the store to get some Monistat here shortly. You don't have to wear tight clothes all the time. But if you do, just keep some Monistat nearby, because you're going to need it for that yeast infection that's sure to come. It's coming. Also, ladies, especially my mothers, women who have given birth vaginally, your pelvic floor may not be as strong as it once was in your young days when you was throwing that thing in a circle or whatever you were doing. But Kegels are very important, and they're recommended to strengthen your pelvic floor. And they're very easy to do. All you have to do is squeeze your core, squeeze your vaginal muscles together 10 seconds, release for 10 seconds, and do this like 3 to 4 times a day. And it's good at supporting your organs, your bladder, your urethra. It's good for sexual orgasms. So even when you're doing that, keep a fan nearby. You don't want to get a little overheated. You can do them anytime. I do them at breakfast. I do them when I'm brushing my teeth. I do them on my way to work. You can do them all day. And they're very good for keeping your tone down there, your sphincter tone. And, just overall vaginal health. That's important. So make sure you do your Kegels. You can do them right now and do them for the rest of this podcast, please. Your man will thank me later. But yes, lady, we have to take care of those vaginas. And last but certainly not least, the pretty in pink. Pretty in pink. Your eyes. The conjunctiva in your eyes, they should be pink. That's the corner crevices in your eyes. They should be pink. Your eyes should be white. If your eyes are anything but white, you may have some issues with your liver, especially if they're looking greenish, yellowish, mainly jaundice-like. That can be indicative that you have some liver issues going on. And I would go check on that and see what your liver enzymes are looking like. You need to know what's going on with you ladies. Also, your mouth. We call it mucous membranes in the medical field, but it's just your tongues, your gums, all of the pink flesh in your mouth, your palate. All of that should be pink. Your throat, pink. Everything should be pink. So think pink, pink, pink. Whenever you're looking at yourself and assessing your body, think pink. Again, the conjunctiva should be pink. All of that should be pink. Your mouth, pink. Gums, pink. Some people have, browner gums, but I'm thinking mostly the tongue. Especially melanated people. Sometimes you see melanated people who have brown gums. That's just how it is. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. That's just some melanated people have brown gums. It doesn't mean they're sick or anything. That's just how God made them. Nothing wrong with it. But your tongue should be pink. The white yeast on your tongue, no. We scrub that off or go to the dentist. Do something about that. That's not good. And again, your tongue's supposed to be pink. We want pink tongues only. Hashtag pink tongues only. Pink tongues. Also, your vagina. Ladies, we got to keep these vaginas pink. If your vagina's anything but pink, you need to go to the doctor and see what's going on. If it's red, it looks inflamed, it can be indicative of an infection, inflammation. You need to check on that and see what's going on. Vaginas are supposed to be pink. Ladies, please, again, make sure that you are taking care of yourselves. You're going to get your checkups. You're going to get your examinations, your mammograms, all of that. You need to make sure that you're taking care of your body. Make sure that you're getting those yearly examinations done. Make sure you're doing your monthly breast examinations. Make sure you're going to get your mammogram. Make sure you're getting your pap smear. And if you have an abnormal result on your pap smear, make sure that you're following up with that physician, their provider. You need to know what's going on with your body. And you would rather know now rather than later. When you find out things soon, you can take some preventive measures so that it doesn't escalate to anything worse. So again, you are responsible for your health, and no one is going to care about your health like you are. So make sure you're taking care of that, ladies. Muni Long. Nobody knows me like this woman went to Twitter, and I got so mad for her. The Grammys will not allow that song to be submitted for next year nominations because they said that it was submitted this year. Okay, I'll take that. Only if you all take back any Grammys you've given Taylor Swift when she re-recorded 5 of her albums and you all made new guidelines to push those albums out for Grammy nominations. It's like whenever it's a black artist, they push the goalpost back. It's not fair at all. But you know what? I feel like we as black people need to stop seeking validation in white spaces. Stop doing that. Like, why are we doing that? I understand Jay-Z said, keep showing up. What are you showing up for? Why am I going to continue to show up in spaces that apparently do not respect my artistry? Made for Me is number 1 on Billboard to this day. Again, Taylor Swift was able to re-record 5 of her albums. Speak Now, Taylor Swift, 1989, and they all were able to get submitted for Grammy nominations, which seems kind of greedy because how are you able to be nominated for songs and albums that you've already received Grammys for? It's mentally appalling. She also went on to state that her and the producer may not ever collaborate and make such a great song. Again, that song was very impactful. It was viral all on Twitter. Everyone was jumping in on it. Like, it was huge. Like, how dare you take that opportunity away from that black woman? I hate that for her. But I love that song. And black people, again, let's stop seeking white validation. We have so much money in this community that we really cared about our music. We would create certain spaces, not BET. I'm not trashing BET. I'm just saying it's not even owned by black people. We need spaces created by black people that can promote good, non-degenerative music for black people. That's the culture. That's real black culture. We have some of the most talented artists and always have had the most talent when it came to music, when it came to any art. We have to come together, especially you multimillionaires. Y'all should just come together and create your own spaces. Stop seeking white validation. White validation does not mean black excellence. Black is excellent, period. Been excellent. Beyonce, Queen B. Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter. Cowboy Carter, Renaissance Act 2. And these country people are mad. Y'all infuriated. Y'all already made her feel bad and so unwelcome when she went to the Country Music Awards back in 2016. Now you're not wanting to play the woman's music? That's insane. I don't see how anyone ever felt like they would be able to get by with it. This is Beyonce, one of the most notarized and accomplished artists in the world. This woman has the most Grammys of anyone, has the biggest fan base of anyone you can name living. You never thought you would be able to get away from that. That Beehive attacked him and she at number 1. She was at number 1 the next day. Y'all funny. And it's so appalling to me when white people take ownership of ideas of creations that they didn't even create. How stereotypical. Stop stealing. How are you not going to allow this black woman into this space when Leslie Riddle, who was born in 1905, was a guitarist, a folklorist, a jazz, blues, and gospel singer, and he's credited for influencing the Carter family, who went on to be known and considered the first family of country music. This man did not influence them. Y'all know how people like to whitewash history. This man taught them musical skills and was instrumental in the frame and style that was later known as country music. You can look this up. Leslie Riddle, born 1905. How are you going to be mad at this lady? You guys need to get over yourselves. I'm so happy that she's doing this because it's going to shine so much light on other black country artists, as it should. It's time to start taking back those spaces that were originally created by African people. It's only right. Beyonce is the queen, honey. She's even bringing Kamala Harris from the dead because I haven't seen that lady since she said, "We did it, Joe." Where you been, Kamala? I heard you been in Africa bothering those leaders about their LGBTQ laws. Leave them people alone. Let those people be. We have issues over here in America. I have not seen you. I haven't heard from you. Give me some input on this inflation. Why is the meat so high? Why are my bills so high? That's what I need you to handle. What about these student loans? You have a lot more to be focused on than Beyonce Renaissance Act 2. I love Beyonce just as much as the next person. Been loving her for years. But even with you praising Beyonce on your platform, you still will not get my vote. Next. It's only right that African American artists are reverting back to styles of music that their ancestors created. I love that she's doing this. Renaissance Act 2, I am all for it. Hopefully this shines a light on a lot of country black artists because they deserve to be heard. And I'm pretty sure the creativity will be on the next level. And like Beyonce said, this ain't a country album. This a Beyonce album. She got her own genre. Now we're on to everybody's business. You guys, I am floored with the amount of crazy in today's society, from media to politicians to Hollywood. Seriously, you know, you got Offset telling Shannon Sharp to stop wearing them tight pants. Thank you so much, Offset. I still don't really like you like that, but thank you so much because he is too big for them. Uncle Shay Shay, stop it. For real. But the story that is just in my head every day is the Sean P. Diddy Combs story. A couple days ago, federal agents raided his home. Homeland Security raided 3 of this man's mansions, one in New York, one in Miami, and one in Los Angeles. This only leads me to predict that the federal court in New York City are trying to corroborate all of the egregious statements listed in Cassie's lawsuit to implicate him. They're trying to build a massive criminal case against this man. And I will say, as a disclaimer, everything that I will discuss about this case is alleged. It has not yet been proven. They're calling Diddy the new Jeffrey Epstein. The new Jeffrey Epstein. They're saying that he's trafficking people, sexual trafficking people, that he has sex workers. They said Young Miami was a sex worker. And then a lot of people are going back to previous things she stated where she said that he was paying her $250,000 a month. And now I'm thinking, dang, she was getting paid a lot of money to do what exactly? Girl, you were born in 1994, and now you're getting brought into a situation with a man who can be your daddy. That's why it's important for women to do their due diligence. I know he paying you $250,000 a month. I know you allow him to pee on you. That turn you on, which is very weird and perverted. Bruh. But is all this worth it? Don't you want to have a career even if your relationship doesn't last? Come on now. We have to think about self-preservation. I don't think that's worth it. And then not only did you disclose the fact that this man paid you $250,000 a month, which makes it look like a transactional relationship, which in turn does seem like sex work, but you also went on to write music stating, "I'll hold a brick for you, daddy. I'll never snitch on you, daddy." You better start snitching. You better start snitching. You don't want to go to jail. You do not want to go to jail. JT should have told you some stories. Let's be smart. Let's think, ladies. Self-preservation. We still want to have a life, even if we don't become somebody's wife. Right? We got to do better. They're saying that this woman was transporting pink cocaine to him. Pink cocaine. Why do it have to be pink? It's already cocaine. You already wild enough. And I did my little research. It contains ketamine. That really stuck with me. Like, wow, this contains ketamine. I've had patients who had ketamine drips before. And essentially, it's a medication used to initiate and maintain anesthesia in the medical field. So if someone is on a ketamine drip, they're in a lot of pain. So that's not anything that you would want inside of your body just casually taking. It's really easy to overdose on that. It can cause comas, it can cause seizures, it can be very fatal, especially when it's taken in high doses. Some of the side effects, it corrects erectile dysfunction. So if your man is impotent, meaning he can't get it on hard, it can, help raise that sexual arousal. But it also causes perception distortion, which means that you're not perceiving things accurately. You probably have poor judgment. And it causes people to display erratic behavior. So when you know that, added to these egregious statements being imposed on this man, it makes you question. It makes you question a lot of things. I really hate this. I hate the entire context around it. The Black Jeffrey Epstein. No. Please say it ain't so. Did he or did he not do it? Did he do it? I hope he didn't do it. I really hope he didn't do it. I don't know. But what I do know is that 2 of his airplanes, his main jet, which is a Gulfstream 5, that was found in Antigua, but Diddy wasn't on there. Diddy was found by Homeland Security at a Miami airport, an executive airport, which means that only people with money frequent this airport. You're only going there if you chartered a jet or if they're storing your personal jet. And there's video footage and pictures of the 25-year-old white guy named Brendan Paul. Supposedly, he's P. Diddy's drug mule, and he supplies Diddy with his medications. That's how he able to bop around the stage. This man almost 70 years old, full of energy. I know y'all didn't think he was just dancing like that off GP. You all should look into the people who are listed in the P. Diddy sexual misconduct lawsuit. We have Stevie J. Back in the 90s, Stevie J and P. Diddy did a lot of work together. Stevie J even won a Grammy. It's been alleged that P. Diddy has these freaknik parties where people are, getting drugs. They're being, date raped. They're being recorded. That's why he was compared to Jeffrey Epstein, because they said those celebrities and politicians and, elitists who would visit his island, he would record everything they were doing. It said that Diddy records everything that happens at his parties so he can use it as leverage to blackmail artists and people in general in those spaces. So it's a lot. Prince Harry, Meghan Markle allowed her husband to lead them white people in Europe and come over here and be around freaky folks. Bishop T.D. Jakes swallowed. Lord, please forgive me for saying that. I just really been wanting to say that. Y'all do not understand how much I've been wanting to say that. I've been seeing y'all say that on social media, and I was like, I can't wait to say swallowed. Supposedly him and T.D. Jakes had something going on. I don't know, y'all. These are mind-boggling statements. These are people who are respected. These are people who have transcended time. They've been around for 20, 30 plus years. And now we're questioning, what did you do to get in that position that you are in? What does a black man have to do in America, in the music industry, if he wants to make billionaire status? Are these the terms that come with that? It's really scary, you guys. They said the Clark sisters. I was like, not Miss Dorinda. What is she doing? What is going on? You all need to look into that. And if you all have not looked into 50 Cent's Instagram, I would highly recommend it. This man has been trolling P. Diddy ever since Cassie dropped that lawsuit back in November of 2023. He has video clips of P. Diddy on stage with T.I. and Jay-Z, and he's smacking Jay-Z's ass, and Jay-Z looking lost like this ain't what I signed up for. But then we think about it, Cat Williams did say Diddy like to party, and sometimes you gotta tell him no. We gotta do better. We have to do better. 50 Cent baby mama, her name's Daphne. That's his youngest son's mother. She's the Asian lady. She's been brought up in claims of being a sex worker for P. Diddy. 50 Cent is now seeking full custody of his son. And the thing that's so ironic about that situation is this man warned her not to deal with Diddy previously. sometimes we should listen to these men. They may be saving us from ourselves. Sometimes. And the plot thickens. Rodney Jones, who is a music producer, a writer, and credited on Diddy's latest album, lived with P. Diddy for 1 year from 2022 to 2023. This man has came out with allegations about P. Diddy and Cuba Gooding Jr., stating that P. Diddy assaulted him numerous times while he lived with him, and also informed us that Cuba Gooding Jr. sexually assaulted this man on P. Diddy's yacht. Cuba Gooding Jr., we know you play radio, but we gonna need you to not be out here acting retarded for real. Bruh. You know better than that. It's just so much just piling on. It's like every time I go to the internet, there's another article about this P. Diddy situation. We have to do better, people. Of course, Diddy has had his history of volatile situations. 1998, he allegedly attacked Stephen Stout in New York in his office because he released the video with him and Nas's song, You Can Hate Me Now, with Diddy being crucified as Jesus. He took a champagne bottle to that man's office and broke his jaw. And in 1999, with the whole Sean, shooting in that New York City club, that's when J-Lo ditched his ass. He has a history. He done got into fights with J. Cole. He done got into scruffles with Drake. So, P. Diddy can go there. And with Cassie dropping the bomb in November of last year, I really feel like it's catapulted this man's career into the toilet. And I really hate it for him, but I hate it more so for the people who allegedly were abused. I sympathize with the people who are being harmed, but I do kind of want to play devil's advocate with that, because at first I was like, oh my goodness, Diddy is just crazy. Like, what is this man doing? Like, why are you completely single-handedly destroying your legacy? And then I started reading reports that stated that he was suing a multi-million-dollar company, and that shortly after he started that lawsuit, all of these allegations started to accumulate on him. But then again, there have been many rumors and speculations over the years about Diddy, so it's really like, I don't know. It doesn't really affect my life greatly, but I do hate to see a great fall from grace. I really hate to see that, especially when they're black people. I'm like, we don't, really have so many people occupying those spaces. So when we do see someone occupying a space like that and for so long, it's really sad to see their fall from grace. I don't thrive in the failure of anyone, especially not anyone black. So I hate to see that, but I also hate any abuse for anyone. I will never diminish that at all, no matter how much I respect a person's artistry. But Diddy, man, and the children, they had his sons arrested outside the home. I just felt like I wish it wasn't so publicized like that. But at this point, it's all allegations until he goes to court. But it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. If anything, we just need to pray for those children, for sure. We have to pray for those children. I hate to see a black man's fall from grace, but sometimes it's not about black or white. It's about right or wrong. So we have to do better, people. We have to do better. And to my black men out there, if you imposing your dominance and your strength and your power over a woman, if you are manipulating people, recording people, blackmailing them, if you are doing anything that's non-consensual and you're okay with that, you have an issue. You shouldn't have to abuse anyone to feel like a man. You shouldn't have to abuse anyone to feel like you're someone, to feel like you're in power. You shouldn't have to do any of that. With the P. Diddy situation, I feel like a lot of that is buyer's remorse. When I think of someone who's a victim, because there are real victims out here, and I feel like that's a label that is being applied to people who do not fit the definition. When I think of someone being groomed, I think of someone who's completely defenseless in the situation. An adult is not defenseless. That's buyer's remorse. Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Grade A Talks. I hope you all come back. I hope you stay vigilant, safe, and aware of the world around you. If any women are interested in any of the information that I previously stated, there are links below that can take you to sites where they're focused on women's health so that you will be aware and have access to any information pertaining to your health. It is definitely afforded to you. I hope you have a great night and stay blessed. Peace.